Hey there YouTube, welcome back to another video, and here is the reveal of the 2nd Battalion that I was doing. I kind of started them halfway through doing my my 2nd Battalion of Imperial Guard because, like I mentioned, I came across that part where I didn't have enough figures to actually finish the battalion that I wanted, so I had to put an order in for into Perry's, and they ended up taking the best part of 2 weeks to get to me, which I think they had to be cast. That's the only sort of reason I can think of for them taking so long. I think it wasn't quite 2 weeks. It was more or less. I ordered them on a Monday, I think, and they weren't even dispatched until the following Saturday, and then they didn't come until halfway through the week after that. So it took about a week and a half in total, rather than 2 weeks. But it's still a long time for a Perry's order. They're generally to you within a week. So that's why I think perhaps they had to be cast. But yeah, in the meantime, while I kind of had to stop those guys, I decided to start doing my first unit of middle guard. These are the front rank ones, and I've got to say, I really enjoyed painting them. They're a lot more fiddly to paint than the old guard, strangely enough, and my Imperial Guard book came in very handy for painting these guys, because they are in a lot of ways different, not only to normal line infantry but also to the actual Imperial Guard. So I had to do a little bit of extra research into getting these guys correct, but I've got to admit my Imperial Guard booklet or book was very handy and helped me sort that out. So these guys are basically going to be, let me just give you the info. The 3rd Regiment, 1st Battalion Middle Guard of the Grenadiers or Pede Division, and the commander or the commanding officer of this particular battalion is Major de Corps Pare de Moran. Let me just double check that. I've got it written down somewhere. Pare de Moran, that's right. So a bit of an odd name, but let's get going anyway. Now I have taken a little bit of artistic flair on these guys. I was basically trying to find out exactly what. There's a lot of debate about exactly what these guys carried. Some things say they carried a fanion, and no, I'm not even sure if they carried a fanion per battalion, because the middle guard in this particular division is made up of 3 battalions. Now that particular fanion is basically more or less similar to the guard fanions, but it's dark blue and it has an N for Napoleon, surrounded by sort of like a golden wreath. Now I didn't really want to just give them all the same fanions, because I think that's possibly what they carried. Now my second idea was that I was going to give them like just replicas of normal Imperial Guard flags, which of course are. If I just bring down one of my Imperial Guard guys with an eagle, one of these, because I do actually have 2 spare. I was going to give them these, but I thought, well, no, that's, they're quite flashy and they're quite big, and it's, I mean, the whole idea of giving them colours at all is unhistorical, really, because they were never actually awarded. They definitely weren't awarded an eagle, and they certainly didn't get their own colours, which I guess is why they ended up with Fanions. But I wanted to, obviously we're talking about tabletop wargaming here, and the command squad has got to have a certain amount of flair to it. So what I decided to do was I had my my GMB guard flags. Oh look, his flagpole isn't stuck into his hand properly. I had the flagpole, or these flags, handy from GMB. They're basically the GMB versions of the old guard, but they're much smaller. So I thought, well, that's a good idea. I'll just basically I'll use one of those. So that's what I've decided to do. So basically, these guys have got a smaller version of the guard flag, but on a normal Fanion rather than an eagle. And then the 2nd Battalion will have one of the Fanions, and possibly the 2nd Regiment, which is just a single unit or a single battalion. I could theoretically give them the spare flag here, or I might even just give them the 2nd Fanion, because I have actually ordered the Fanions in from GMB. And you do get 2 of them, so I might just do that, just to have like one unit with some sort of one unit with a bit of flair, by giving them colours of a sort. So let's give you a closer look at these guys after waffling for 6 minutes. So here we have, like I say, these guys are front rank, and they're really great figures. I kind of fell in love with them the minute I saw them. You have the sapper and 3 normal troopers. Now I suppose the only thing that you could complain about is that there's only like 2 poses of a regular trooper, but then again, you can't complain about uniformity with that particular thing, and you can already see some of the one of the oddities of this particular middle guard is the fact that they have the white tassels on their shoulder boards. And the other thing, although I'm not sure if it comes up on camera that well, but they actually used a less dark blue cloth than the Imperial Guard for the uniforms. They actually the colour was actually more like sort of light infantry, where obviously most of the Imperial Guards are known for their sort of very dark blue. So what I did was, when I was using my my normal sort of French colours, my normal triad of 3 colours, I actually used my line infantry dark Prussian blue to give it that sort of slightly lighter tinge to their cloth, and you can't really see it that well on camera here. Maybe if I were to bring down a unit of guard, it might show up better. Let's give it a go. You can kind of see that they're slightly lighter blue, but you can't really see it that well on camera. But yeah, I was very happy with how these guys turned out in the end. They're more or less the same as French line infantry, really, apart from the fact that they've all got sobriquets and the white tassels, and of course their posh hats with their giant plumes. But yeah, that's and of course their high their high kneed gaiters. So that's the first company of those guys. The sapper. Here's the second. Like I say, these guys were slow but quite enjoyable to paint. I've actually also just ordered in my third battalion of these guys, which I decided to go with front rank again, and I decided to go for the alternate pose, which are charging. So when those guys come, I'll probably do a little troop review of those particular guys. I would imagine they probably look fairly similar, just in a different pose. But yeah, really nice looking unit. Let's go for the sergeant. So these guys came with a sergeant figure. You can see another unique thing of the middle guard here, and I believe the young guard do it as well. Is the sort of the yellow gold piping around the hat of the NCOs, sergeant or above, and their cordage is red and black, but I've just left it red because the red and black doesn't really show up that well at this sort of scale. So that is the NCO, and the drummer. And the fifer as well. That's the first time I've had a fifer to paint. He's quite enjoyable to paint. And they also have a slightly lighter blue on their drums than the Imperial Guard too. So I tried to put that on. I really like the way the fifer came out. I thought it was, I think it came out very cool. Okay, and then finally, of course, the command stand. Always my favourite. So we have another little difference in the fact that the flag bearer, or the Battalion bearer, is actually a sergeant major, not an officer, like the normal sort of eagle bearers. So I've done him up as a a normal trooper, but I've given him gold cord just to show that he's got a position, an important position within the battalion. Then we have the junior officer there, and the commanding officer, Major. What's his name? What's his name? Major de Moran. Major de Moran. That's right. Yeah. So he's got his Legion d'Honneur there, and then finally we have another high-ranking sergeant at the back there. Well, actually not a high-ranking sergeant, a corporal actually, high-ranking corporal. Now, corporals don't have the yellow stripe, only sergeants do. So that is the middle guard, my first battalion, and that brings this video to an end. And I'm just going to kind of just go over some of my future some more sort of like in-depth details about the rest of my or this chunk of project that I'm planning on doing. Let's move these guys out the way for a second. So basically, my original plan was to do the division of the Old Guard, or the Grenaduers of Pede, and also do a regiment of, or do the household cavalry, or the 1st Cavalry Division. Now, I have kind of added to that now. I also mentioned that I'm actually going to stick this guy's standard in while I think about it, because it's, oh, that's strange, it's kind of stuck now. Okay, that's kind of weird. Okay, maybe I don't need to stick a standard in anymore. So, let me show you. I have my little piece of paper here with my plans for the British side of this project. Now there's also a little bit of a French side to it too. I'm basically going to complete the 3rd Reserve Cavalry Corps. So I think I just need to get literally a division of dragoons for those guys, and then obviously a brigade commander, which you obviously can get from I think it's Kellerman. So that's a pretty easy French side of things. Now the British side, I've added things to which will extend this project for quite a time. So the first thing up here is I'm going to finish my 4th British Cavalry Division, which is the Light Dragoons. Now I have one regiment of these guys, the 11th. So I'm going to finish these guys by doing the 12th and the 16th and adding a commanding officer. So that's an extra section added. The original plan of doing the 1st Household Cavalry Division, which is basically 4 regiments of cavalry, 2 Lifeguards, 1 Blues, and the 1st Dragoon Guards. I've also kind of worked out which companies I'm going to use to do those as well. So like I'm going to do the 1st from front rank, the 2nd is will be my plastic Warlord box, and the 3rd and the 1st Dragoons are either going to be now I've got elite miniatures down here, but I think that's a mistake. I think I've actually got them around the wrong way. I think the 1st and the 3rd are going to be elite, and the Dragoon Guards are going to be front rank. Then we move on to the second part of that particular project, and that's to do the 1st British Infantry Division, or the Guards Division. And that involves 4 regiments of, or 4 battalions of Guard, and of course the Coldstream Guard. And one of those divisions, I think it's the Coldstream Guards, are over 1,000 men. So they'll actually be a large regiment, or a large battalion, and I'll probably do like a full 36 manner for those guys, with the other 3 being normal 24 man. And then they also have 2 batteries of 9-pounders, which would be great because that'll allow me to have some metal 9-pounders. So not only do I give my British their equivalent of the Imperial Guard, but they also get some well-needed extra artillery. And then, of course, finishing the Light Dragoons will give them some extra light cavalry, and of course finishing the Household Cavalry will give them the extra heavy cavalry that they need. Now the last final little bit that I decided to do at the very end is my Hanoverian brigade is missing their little 12-man or 3 stands worth of Jaegers. I've kind of decided that I'm basically going to do those guys, and I'm going to use Perry's 95th rifles to do them, because they basically look exactly the same. As long as they've got the Belgic Shako and not the stovepipes that I know that the Warlord 95th have snuck some stovepipe Shakos in with their box set. They didn't have the extra sort of tassel of cord that the King's German Legion rifles had, and their badge is exactly the same as the rifles, the horn. So I can't really see any reason why you can't make them out of just regular 95th rifles. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to basically get 2 packs of figures from Perry's, and that will make up the 3 stands and the 12 men. So that is the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you all next time. Hopefully not quite as long as this. So until then, catch you all later. Bye bye.